What is up, everyone? Jay here with another Marvel Rivals video, and today we're going to take a look at Deadpool and the upcoming changes for Season 6. This is going to be a crazy season. I mean, every season's crazy, but this season in particular brings a lot of cool changes to the game and to my characters that I'm very excited for. And of course, Deadpool, who's going to be the most unique character in the game. And they actually did something to him that I didn't think they would actually do, and that is making him all three roles in the game. He is a duelist, a vanguard, and a strategist. Not all at once. You have to pick what role he wants to be, but the fact that he can be any of those roles is pretty crazy, but it's in character for Wade Wilson. You know, if there's one character that's going to do it first in Marvel Rivals, it would be him. I think the only other character that I can think of that could also do this in the future would be Taskmaster, I guess, but Deadpool doing it first is definitely very, very cool, and it spices things up for sure because he's a fan favorite. You know, he's one of the most popular Marvel characters. So here he is in all of his glory, and he is very crazy, man. I'm not sure if I'm going to main him as someone who's a mainly tank and DPS player, but we'll see how he feels and whatnot. I'm sure he's going to be good. I just hope that one duelist or, you know, one whatever role that Deadpool is, you know, there's not one that is like a standout and just way better than the other two or something. That would be kind of bad. But anyways, let's just look at the trailer. There he is, shaking his butt a little bit. I mean, he's not even shaking. It's just the jiggle physics, man. I love the equality in this game. So here he is as a duelist first, shooting his guns, of course, and then slicing with his sword. Very cool. He's got 275 health and a lot of abilities. And then he also has this ability in the spawn room, I assume, where he can just upgrade and change abilities. So I'm not sure exactly how this works 100%, but as you can see, he can upgrade his guns and then upgrade his katana. He can have different kinds of abilities that I don't know, because it said that he can gain XP like it's RPG or something. So yeah, he just has tons of different abilities that you can choose from. So here he is equipping headshot, and he can shoot his gun and deal good damage. And he also has the comic book thwips, which is really cool. Just such a unique character. His UI is different, his interface is different than everyone else's. Here he is walking through the battlefield. So here he's going to equip a different one, his hazardous hijinks as a duelist, or actually no, his AoE, Deadpool in your area. This ability, you just swing and slash, and then you create Deadpool clutter, visual clutter on the screen. And this is the crazy part. He blocks Magneto's ultimate with his ass cheeks, ladies and gentlemen. Did you guys see that? When I saw it in the trailer, I could not believe what I just saw. But I think how it works is his ability is, you know, he can taunt after people die, and then when he taunts, he becomes invincible for a short period. So that's how he was able to take no damage and just block Magneto's ultimate like that, which is crazy. And you can do this to just, you know, bad manner people and just rage bait people. I mean, there's just so much. There's endless meme content in Marvel Rivals already, all across the internet. But with this, oh man, it's gonna go increase tenfold, and all the rage bait memes are gonna go crazy. So yeah, Deadpool is unique in that way as well with his taunt mechanic, which is so disrespectful if you can actually pull that off. Then he's got skill issue and pop quiz. So what do these do? Skill issue, does that make, I guess it makes them blind or makes them harder to aim, because he says, where are you aiming at, from that one meme. And then there's his ultimate, I think, with as a duelist. He can just, you know, bop and hop on people's heads. I think that's his ultimate, right? Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, because it lasts for, what is it? Yeah, it lasts for a while. Am I tripping? That's got to be his ult, right? Yeah, he uses it in the bottom right. So that's definitely his ultimate as a duelist. Crazy looking ultimate, bro. I'm sure it's going to be great. And that's just him as a duelist. We haven't even seen him as a strategist yet, or a tank, which I think they're going to show him strategist next. So strategist, yep. He's going to heal with his shots, and then his ultimate, I think that's his ultimate, right? Has an AoE kind of healing field like all of his other, I mean, a lot of other strategists do. So, or maybe that's not even his ult. Maybe that's just an ability. I could be wrong. But either way, he gets like an AoE field of healing, which is cool. He's got 250 health as a strategist. I think that's his ultimate, because it looked like it triggered on the bottom right. I'm not sure, but he's healing. He can deal damage, of course. So, yeah. And then here he is as a tank. He's got 500 health, which notably is the lowest health out of any tank in the game, even lower than Angela's health. And Angela has a shield, so her health isn't exactly 550, but Deadpool's here is 500, which is definitely the lowest. So it kind of makes me scared that he's going to be maybe not the best tank, but we'll see. You know, I'm sure he's going to be okay in whatever role he is. But I think I mentioned at the beginning, I don't want one role to just be lopsided and be way better than the others, but time will tell. But yeah, 500 health. I mean, it's not horrible, but, you know, it's still the lowest health out of any tank right now. So he's got a little bit slower movement, looks like. I mean, actually, what am I talking about? Is this his ultimate? Yeah, his ultimate as a tank is kind of crazy. Wow. So yeah, Wade Wilson is here, bro. Like Deadpool is gonna be so crazy. If you guys are gonna be playing Marvel Rivals, just make sure you don't have a job, because people are just gonna be insta-locking him like crazy. They always do it for every new character, but Deadpool especially, he's just a fan favorite. I know a lot of people are gonna go into 18 versus 18. We can actually play him, and you don't have to worry about people stealing him from you. So I can't wait to try him out, and hopefully he's a character I can add to my arsenal. But either way, he's going to be such a cool addition to Rivals. Let's move on to the patch notes. All right, so here are the patch notes for Season 6, and let's see who got buffed and nerfed. I'm not going to be looking over every single change here, just the ones that interest me the most and the ones for the characters I play, obviously. So first, we're starting with the tanks, of course, and Angela is going to get a nerf from her shield. Her shielded stance value is going to be reduced from 350 to 300, which is honestly valid, because Angela can be a complete nuisance sometimes. She is the best. Some people say she's the best off tank in the game. Definitely up there. She is amazing at displacing people and just knocking them out of position, knocking them off the stage. She's the fastest character in the game overall. She has solid ultimate as well. Her shield is really good. So reducing the shield value is going to help getting her easier, because, again, she's the fastest character in the game. She has the lowest health out of any tank before Deadpool came out, but her health is increased because of her shield. So her shield getting nerfed, I think, is valid. And even though she doesn't do the most damage, she can still, kind of pack a punch with her attack speed increase. And of course, she has an animation cancel with her melee and her primary. So this is honestly valid. I think this is fine for Angela. She's still going to be a really good tank, really good off tank. She's great in triple support if you can play her right. So yeah, Angela being nerfed for the first note here is fine by me. Next up is my boy Captain America Steve Rogers getting a nice buff. It's pretty small in terms of it's just one change, but I think this is overall a really good buff, because they're not nerfing any of his survivability or HP. It feels like forever since they haven't done that, because Cap has gone through so many HP nerfs and changes last year in the first year of Rivals. So I'm glad they didn't nerf his shield or his HP again. So all they're doing is lowering the cooldown of Vibranium Energy Saw, aka his shield throw, his main shield throw, by 2 seconds, from 8 to 6. Now, it doesn't seem like that much, but in a game like Rivals, 1 second, even like a millisecond, can matter in terms of, cooldown. So just reducing that by 2 is kind of huge, because that means you can do more damage more often. You can charge your ultimate faster, because when you do the shield ricochet and there's a good amount of people, you can charge your ult pretty fast. It does charge up. So the shield throw getting a cooldown buff is pretty nice to me. So I will take what I can get with Cap. They didn't nerf anything, so this is just a straight up buff. And he did get the buff to his ultimate last time, so no complaints for me there. Next up is Doctor Strange, my third most played tank after Captain America and Hulk. And he is going to have a buff to his agility, and his Maelstrom of Madness is also going to increase the dark damage ratio, conversion ratio, from 1.2 to 1.3. So that's going to be even stronger. It's already been a good ability, just bursting people down and AoE damage. So that's amazing. And then this is the most interesting part. Cloak of Levitation has a new effect. So if you recasting this during use, interrupts the ability to preserve its current movement speed, and allows for new movement input to change trajectory. Now, that sounds crazy. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like. But basically what it sounds like to me is when he Cloak of Levitates, when he uses his, the one movement ability he has where he can go into the air, that is going to be less predictable, because usually with Doctor Strange, a lot of Doctor Stranges, especially in the lower elo and lower ranks, they will just levitate up in the air, hope no one sees them, and then drop with the ult, which it can work sometimes. But when you pop into the air, Strange is such a big body, you got this big-ass cape and cloak, and, often you're holding your shield. They can just see you and just shoot you down, or at least be aware that you're about to ult on them, or just try to get high ground. So with this, it's going to make his Cloak of Levitation that much better. We'll have to see what it actually looks like in game, but this is definitely interesting. So I like that change for Doctor Strange. So that is good. Next up is Emma Frost. So she's getting a buff. Not that she needed one, but I guess the White Queen, she's not content with being, the bottom of S tier, because, she was the best tank in the game at one point, then she got nerfed. And even after that, she's still one of the best tanks in the game. So she's going to get a energy increase from her hero hits from 10 to 12, sentience hits from 15 to 18, and shield hits from 5 to 6, which is pretty big. She already deals a ton of damage with her primary attack, so you can just melt people down if you charge it up. So Emma Frost getting a buff is pretty crazy. So moving on to the change that I'm the most excited for, and that is to the Incredible Hulk. So he's getting some amazing buffs in my opinion, and these are going to be well appreciated because he desperately needed them. I still did great work with him this season. Still managed a above 50% win rate with him, and I'm in Grandmaster with him and everything, but he definitely was lacking behind compared to the other tanks, and he's finally getting the buffs that he needed. So the first one is going to be towards his leap. So the minimum charge time for Incredible Leap is going to be reduced from 0.5 to 4, and the maximum charge time from 2 seconds to 1.7. So might not seem like that much, but that time shaved off is going to add up, and they're going to make him that much more mobile and let him leap across the stage more. His peeling, his diving, his chasing down, and just protecting his teammates. All that play style that he does with his mobility is going to be that much better. So that's amazing. And then the second buff is going to be in his Hero Hulk form, aka, when he's just his normal state. His Gamma Burst, or his Gamma Clap as I like to call it because he does a clap animation, is going to be reduced from 8 seconds to 6 seconds on the cooldown, which is amazing. And then his projectile damage from 70 to 75. So this means that this also indirectly buffs the Gamma Bubble, which is one of his core and best abilities. So more damage means more kills, and lower cooldown means you can use Gamma Burst more, Gamma Clap, and reduce the cooldown on your bubble more, and more bubble means more ultimate. So that is amazing. So, Gamma Burst has always been an okay ability. I mean, they buffed it last patch with the reduction on the bubble, but it was never that crazy even with that. I mean, it does pierce through people, but with this buff, I can definitely appreciate the damage buff because Hulk can use all the damage you can get, and reducing the cooldown from 2 seconds, or reducing it by 2 seconds, is also huge. So that ability is going to have more of a presence, and let Hulk poke from far range more. So that's amazing. And then last but not least, this is the change that most people are excited for, and definitely the biggest one here, I think. And that is when Monster Hulk is here, or when he ultimates, Hulk is now immune to launch and knockback effects. This is the bare minimum, honestly, because if you think about it, Groot just became unstoppable by putting a wall next to him, but now Hulk is getting that during his ultimate, which he should have had, honestly, a long time ago. And this is going to be crazy because now Spider-Man can't pull me off the stage. Invis can't push or pull me. Bucky can't kidnap me from Narnia. Wolverine can't kidnap me when I'm in Hulk ult. Angela can't push me off. Thor can't push me off. There's so much displacement effects in Rivals, and Hulk is now immune to pretty much all of them. Now, keep in mind, he's not immune to every CC because he's still immune, or he's still vulnerable to stuns. So stuff like Mantis Sleep or M Ultimate is still going to get him. But it's most of the displacement effects that have been annoying. Thing launching you up, like Thing's ultimate will still stun you, but it won't launch you up because Hulk is going to be unstoppable now. So that is an amazing change, and it's just going to make his ultimate that much more threatening because now you can get more value with it because you don't have to worry about all this crap just stopping you or just disrupting you. So that is amazing, and it's going to be so much fun to play this new Hulk. I can't wait, man. This new and improved Hulk is going to be so much fun. And in essence, they pretty much gave Hulk the passive that Thing has, where Thing can't be moved at all. I mean, Thing has that all the time, but Hulk getting this during his ultimate is definitely well appreciated. And even when Jeff eats you, Jeff can't spit you out because if he tries to spit you out, you'll just stay in place. He does that for Thing, so now Hulk has the same thing going on. So that is amazing, and I can't wait to show you guys this Hulk in my videos in the future, and I can't wait to use them. It's going to be so much fun. So thank you, NetEase, for buffing Hulk. I mean, there's still some other things he needs improvements on, like his damage on his primary attack with his heavy blow, his punches. That can definitely use a buff, but these are buffs in the right direction for sure because Hulk definitely needed them, and I'm glad that they actually paid attention and gave him these buffs. So really, really exciting. It's not going to make him like top tier again or make him like permaban like he used to be. It's not like he has a broken Gamma team up, but this is definitely going to improve him a lot and make him a much more solid tank. So thank you, NetEase. All right, so skimming on over the rest of the changes. So Black Panther's getting a buff, which is interesting because Black Panther never gets buffs. So good for him. He gets damage reduction on his ult and some spear toss damage. So that's pretty good for the BP main, especially the cracked ones. Blade is getting more of a presence with his blade and less of a presence with his gun because people joke that Blade is not really a blade. He feels more like gun. So I'm kind of glad that he's getting this change. I mean, some of it's a nerf, but I think most of it's a buff. I don't play Blade, so I don't understand his kit entirely, but I do want to pick him up at some point. He's always been really cool and really fun, but I've been investing more time into other DPS like Phoenix lately. Daredevil is finally getting some nerfs that aren't just slaps on the wrist. I mean, this isn't going to make him... I don't think this is going to nerf him to the ground or anything, but This is definitely way better than the last nerf we got, which was just an HP nerf. So less fury, less damage, which is nice because Daredevil was just broken, man. I banned him in every game, as you should, because he's just that ridiculous. Iron Fist is getting a nice buff. He's getting more damage and also an increase on his Dragon's Defense, his parry thing, his little block. That's pretty crazy from 1 to 1.2. So Iron Fist mains are eating again. Namor is getting, they announced it in the, or they said it in the dev vision that they want to make Namor better without his team-ups. And that's the thing about Namor, is that he's always been relying on his team-ups pretty much to be broken because he's always had good team-ups. You know, with Luna, he had the Ice Squid, you know, Gamma Squid with Hulk, obviously, and then he has the Dead Squids, or the Undead Squids with Hela. So they're buffing him to make him more, to have more of a presence without the team-ups. Because, I mean, I think he's still good even without these buffs. Like, he was still solid. You just had to land your shots, and the Squids were useful against anti-dive because I've definitely switched to Namor before to handle divers, but this is going to make him that much better without that Hela team-up. So his aquatic dominion time is going to be reduced for 2 seconds. His squids are going to have more health and also do more damage. And then they also do more damage when they're enhanced. So that's really nice. And then for strategists, Cloak is getting a crazy change where Light Force and Terra Cape are going to have 2 charges now, which is kind of crazy. So you can escape twice in a small period, if I'm understanding that correctly. I don't know. I don't really play Cloak, but that is pretty crazy. They're also going to have reduced healing from the little bubble they create, or she creates, but also allies in range will have a one-time healing of 60. So interesting changes to Cloak and Dagger. So Tyrone and Tandy have always been good, but this is an interesting change for sure. Gambit, the best strategist in the game, is finally, I say finally, he's still a new character. He hasn't been out for that long, but he's getting a nerf to his healing output, and his Royal Flush is going to be reduced, and his maximum bounces on a target is reduced to a maximum of 2. So Gambit, I still think is going to be really good. I mean, it's Gambit, man. He has such a overloaded kit, honestly, and if you can master it, he's going to be one of your best, characters on the team. He's banned on so many games. He's one of the most picked healers for a reason. I think he was the best strategist last season, so we'll have to see how this impacts him, but he definitely needed a bit of a tone down. And then the second best strategist in my eyes was Invis. You know, Sue Storm, I love her, but she was really, really broken, honestly. Very, very overtuned, so they reduced her shield value and her health that she gets and her shield restoration rate. So Invis, I don't think it's going to change her that much. I mean, it's definitely a pretty big nerf to nerf her shields from 250 to 200, but she's still going to do her thing, man. It's still Invis, man. Like the other healers, it's not like other healers got crazy buffs. Rocket Raccoon gets a bit of a... And then Rocket gets a small movement nerf from 10 meters to 8 meters. That's not really going to change it too much. I mean, Rocket's still like the hardest character hit in the game, and he still has the wall movements. It's not like he's less of a rodent, really. So that's not the biggest nerf. And then, of course, the changes to team-ups. You can see it here. They removed some of the old team-ups, like the one with Spider-Man and Torch. Penny's getting removed from Rocket Network, which thank goodness, because who thought it was a good idea to give her 2 nests? Deadpool is, of course, having his new team-up with Jeff. And then Penny and Spider-Man get a new team-up. So not as many like new team-ups this time. And I guess you could say this patch didn't have like the craziest amount of changes. I feel like last patch was even crazier because it was like buffs to everybody. But still, I'm just so excited for the new changes to Cap and especially Hulk, because Hulk is going to feel like almost like a brand new character with the stuff that he can do. It's going to be so much fun, man. So yeah, enough of my rambling. That is pretty much it. Everything I want to talk about, I think, for the most part. And if you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble, please leave a like. Let me know what you guys think down below. And happy rivaling.
In Season 6, we are giving the hero proficiency system a major upgrade, so you can further showcase your skills. We are raising the cap for each hero and adding rewards like units, unstable molecules, lane plates, titles, lane plate frames, badges, dynamic avatars, and more.